Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are in the Lightning. And you might have noticed that there's something wrong with this match. There's literally only 2 people per side. What is this madness? But in true Spartan fashion, we are going to take it. We've got Chuck Norris on our side, guys. Chuck Norris is on our side, which means we cannot possibly lose. I could sit here in the spawn the entire time, and he would just absolutely dominate because Chuck Norris wins. That's what he does. Unless, of course, he's against Bruce Lee, in which case he gets a little sore.
You're beginning to irritate me.
But anyway, so we are going to do the best that we can to help our team win this match. Now,
I'm not afraid
I
to die.
feel pretty confident in my abilities. Knowing that we're up against a Kagero, knowing we're up against a Jean Bart, I feel pretty good about potentially carrying this team. Even though I have Chuck Norris on my side, I feel like I'm going to have to carry if I'm going to win this match. So the first thing I do is I sail straight into the center of the map. I don't know where they spawned the destroyer at, but I want to try to find him as quickly as possible because I don't want him just sailing straight across the map and getting into the cap and winning that way. So we are going to do the best that we can to catch him off guard. Now this Jean Bart is already in range, which is pretty easy to know why, because let's be real, if I was in a Jean Bart and I was the only, there was only 2 people against me, that's easy mode. Easy mode. I will throw that thing right down everybody's throats and we will just walk away victorious because that's how that works. But you can see he doesn't get the first shot off. Our guy, Chuck Norris, already hitting, and unfortunately didn't do really much of anything.
Drop dead.
So, yeah, you gotta love that. And he's got a pretty good shot, a nice side profile shot of the Jean Bart. But you can see Jean Bart being pretty cautious all of a sudden. He's like, I don't know what I should do here. I'm spotted. There's obviously a destroyer about. I don't want to get caught by a destroyer. And me, because there's only 2 people against us, and one of them is this Jean Bart, I want to make sure that I make the most out of every single torp that I fire. So I'm being patient. I'm watching what he's doing. I'm trying to make sure that we don't throw this match. Now you can see he's starting to reverse. So we're going to start firing the torpedoes behind him because it's a Jean Bart. It's likely to keep reversing. Let's be real. So we go ahead, we launch all the torps in reverse. Now the one thing I will say right there is that maybe I should have waited a little bit longer to, to fire those torpedoes. If he doesn't have propulsion mod and he's not using his engine boost, him going in reverse there probably going to keep us from being able to hit him because we fired him too early. But you can also see on the map that he's kind of turned off towards the right side as he's reversed, and you can see all the torpedoes coming in from the left, which gives me a pretty good idea of what this destroyer is going to be doing. So now that we know where the destroyer is, I have to go deal with the destroyer. I cannot leave him alive. Now, I start swinging straight out because I figure he's probably just going to try to torp the battleship into oblivion. So I start chasing straight out ahead of our battleship here in hopes of trying to locate this destroyer and get rid of it. And, nice camo, bud. Did I mention that our battleship is an Iowa? Yeah. So, Iowa, awesome camo, and he's Chuck Norris. How can we lose?
I heard another rumor that you were bitten by a king cobra.
Yeah, I was. But after 5 days of agonizing pain, the cobra died.
However, I start feeling like he's going to be headed to the base, so I'm going to turn straight back, and sure enough, there is the torpedoes. Now, I detect these with my hydroacoustic, which means this guy behind me should be paying attention, but unfortunately, he doesn't, and he takes even more torpedoes. And you'll see I hear the torpedoes hit, and I look off to my left, I believe. But yeah, I'm like, seriously? Really, dude? You're going to take more torpedoes? And at this point, I realize that Chuck Norris is an imposter. He's not Chuck Norris.
Hit me, tough guy.
what can you do? Now he's turned and gone broadside on in front of a Jean Bart, but luckily the Jean Bart's in a bad position to take advantage of it. And he's able to turn back and face the Jean Bart. Now, they're in a fight. Now, our Iowa's at an extreme disadvantage. I am in a perfect place to take advantage of this Kagero, and because of our very comparable concealment, I start getting the shots off first. And that's going to be a huge advantage because a lot of destroyers focus too much on trying to get the torps off versus another destroyer, and torps are almost never going to hit another destroyer if they know what they're doing. So getting the gun cycling first, because his high explosive is way better than mine, which means he's doing more damage per salvo than I am, as long as he's hitting me. So I'm trying to avoid getting shot. You can see I'm trying everything in my power to not get shot. We're still taking damage, and unfortunately it's taken longer than I was hoping to get rid of this guy, but we do get rid of him, and that's huge. But that gives us the lead. As long as the guy in the center in the Iowa does not go out and get himself killed, we win. And you've got to recognize that as a player.
Are you?
But you also have to recognize as a player that your teammate is obviously not going to do what you think they're going to do. They're going to do the dumbest thing possible, which is, I'm going to chase the Jean Bart, who's reversing. What could go wrong, guys? I mean, he already lost half his health due to torpedo strikes, so he was at a disadvantage from the get-go in this fight versus the Jean Bart. And all it takes is one bad shot from either of them to lose their guns at the front of their ship. And then the Iowa does the unthinkable. He's like, screw it, I'm going broadside. I gotta get all 9 guns to bear because he has 8 guns shooting me. I need 9 shooting at him. It's not a good plan. But you can see he's trying to rectify the situation, trying to turn back in. It was a dumb play. He realized it. He's trying to get back and get into a position. And look at how little damage that this Iowa has inflicted on this Jean Bart. And some of you could probably take that into being like, oh, look, the Jean Bart is so overpowered. Or it just means that Iowa has no idea what he's doing. And that's been pretty obvious from the get-go. So,
You bastard!
I realized that we are about to lose this match. Because our Iowa's going to go out here and die. That's going to give them the lead because we've killed a destroyer, they've killed a battleship, so that'll be a points lead for them. Plus, they were in our base for a little bit, so that stopped our team from accruing points. So, they have all of the recipes for winning the match, which means I have to, if I'm going to win this match, go to their base and start capping. That is my only option at this point. If I damage chase, I will lose, unless I can sink him, but he's got a 16-kilometer head start. If he really wants to get rid of this battleship, he could easily run from me, and I would never catch him. It's 16 kilometers away. But he's got to finish off the Iowa first. And the Iowa, to his credit, is not dying easily. But he is dying.
Don't die.
Let's make no exception of that. And he's not inflicting any damage on the Jean Bart. So I have no idea what our Iowa is doing from a shot standpoint. But whatever he's doing, he's not doing a very good job of inflicting any damage to the Jean Bart at all. And the Jean Bart has taken half of his hit points to finally finish him off. And only suffered, what, not even a third of his own health in... Yeah, I mean, it's not a good trade. But there is a fire that's burning on the Jean Bart. There still is. Gotta love that delay. But yeah, he's got a fire burning. I can detect him, but I need to get into the base and start capping. Because I have to win it, right? That's the only way that I can win. Now, if he uses his engine propulsion mod, he's going to be able to get to the base in time. Which means I've got to play a risky game of hide and seek. Basically, I have to kite away from the man while torping the ever-living crap out of him and hoping that I can finish him off before he detects me, because that thing will delete me. I only have 6,000 health. So one good salvo from him is going to be enough to finish us off. And it does look like the Jean Bart has lost some of his guns. It looked like that front gun may be mangled, in which case that is a huge advantage for us, because that means he's only going to be able to shoot one gun, which is four rounds. So that helps quite a bit. However, That still does not stop the fact, and we get 2 torpedo hits, 2 floodings, and he uses his damage control. Unfortunate, but it is a thing, and you can see he's healing back some of his health right now, so he's already used his heal, he's used his damage con, so we need to set a fire, we need to do something to try to get this man out of this match. Now, right now would be a great time to start shooting, using smoke, shooting over the smoke. The problem is, I'm the only one here. So I can't really kite away and shoot at him like I normally would using the smoke to set fires, because he would be able to shoot me. Because I can't detect him unless he gets, you know, unless he shoots his gun. If he shoots his guns and I'm in smoke, then I will be able to see him, but he will not be able to see me. Because he has a horrific smoke firing penalty, and we do not. So that is the cat and mouse game that we are about to start playing. Now you can see I am trying. I'm launching wide spreads of torpedoes, hoping to catch him with 1 or 2 each time we get loaded. If we can get a torp here, a torp there, then that is a win for us. And we do get a torpedo hit right there. That's a huge win. If we can get 1 torpedo hit per salvo, then that's a win. And yes, his front gun is mangled, which means we have the chance to win this. And you can see I try to start using the smoke, fire at him from a distance. We don't want to get detected, but we want to try to hit him, and unfortunately our aim is off. It's very difficult to hit somebody who's not lit up. It really is. Now I've got my hydroacoustic running because I was hoping that he was within that range to be able to see them, but unfortunately for this, the British hydroacoustic has a ship detection range of like 4.5 kilometers. So he would be in visual detection range of me also. So that's why I used the smoke, tried to do the thing. I, misplayed that a little bit. But nothing is going to compare to the misplay that I'm about to make. And that is, he's chasing the smoke screen. It is a great diversion, okay? You put a visual representation of what you want somebody to look at, and it can help you get away. However, notice the mini-map. I am heading directly for an island, and watch this torpedo strike. Pow, pow! We've got him! He's done! Just start shooting. Shoot him and set him on fire. He's not looking at you. Spartan, there's an island! Spartan, an island! What are you doing? Oh my god, there's an island. He has no health. You're not shooting at him. Now his guns are trained on you. He knows where you're at because your torpedoes have abandoned you. We've got shots on him. We're going to go ahead and keep taking those shots even though we can't really see him. We know kind of where he's at. He hits us. Nasty salvo right there. Good shot by him. And now we're just hoping for a fire because we know if we get a fire, he's a dead man. We can see him because he fired his guns. So we're hitting him over and over again, trying to hit the superstructure of the ship. He finally disappears, and suddenly we're not able to hit him anymore. And it's unfortunate, because he's charging us, and he's a Tier 7 battleship, which means he has the mod for being able to detect you from 3 kilometers. And then at that moment, our smoke screen disappears. He has the guns in the perfect place and kills us. And we set the fire then, of course, and down he goes. So unfortunately, RNG was not on our side for setting fires at the end there. But 78,000 hit points of damage versus 2 people, and our Iowa didn't really do much of anything. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.